So everyone's heard of the B word. Hi, welcome to Financial Fit Fridays, and today we are filming multiple videos. But today we are talking about budgets. So everyone's heard of the B word, budget. It is absolutely the first thing that people normally say when you say you're trying to get out of debt or you're trying to get financially independent and you're trying to build wealth. You need a budget. Even millionaires have budgets, I'm sure, and live way more frugally than you would think. I read a book called Millionaire Next Door, and it was just talking about the misconceptions that people have about millionaires and how they spend their money and time. And really, they make a budget and they know where their money's going, and they make sure that they never spend more than what they need, while of course giving and all of that. So they not live above their means. They don't spend millions because they have millions. No. Okay, so we're talking about budgets. And budget's really important because, for instance, in the total money makeover, a budget is the first thing you need. And of course, after that, you need your emergency fund. But you need a budget in place because a budget tells you money where to go, right? It tells you money where to go. Dave Ramsey has an app called Every Dollar, which I've tried to use, and I made a budget on there a few days ago. But because it's only available to Americans and Canadians, and at the moment I am dealing in euros, it's a bit difficult and not as smooth as I would like it. And so I downloaded a spreadsheet that was sent to me by a fellow Canadian through her website. I forgot the website, but it's helpful. And even then, I think I need to go simpler and just make my own Excel budget or my own Word budget or my own paper budget, because I need it to be as simple as possible and I don't want to spend so much time doing it, really. And so what is the purpose of a budget? A budget tells you money where to go. A budget lets every dollar know where to go. Okay? And you need it because it helps you to know exactly what you're spending money on. And if one month you're spending more on food or on toiletries or whatever, then you know how to scale back or to add more money to it to make it more of a realistic budget. So some people do monthly budgets, some do weekly, but you definitely need a monthly budget. I think that is the minimum. A yearly budget might be too grandiose and it might be too general. And so you definitely, if you want to have a yearly, that's fine, but make sure you have at least a monthly budget. And so what do you put on the budget? Well, you put first your fixed expenses, which is, for instance, rent, perhaps food can be on there. Any payments that you're making for debt can go on your fixed, because every month you know how much you have to pay toward those things. In terms of debt, you can always throw more money at your debt and beyond what you've budgeted for. And then you have some other expenses that may change. You know, one month, for instance, you may put more money towards travel. You may put more money toward entertainment or whatever it is. But if you are trying to get out of debt fast and like gazelle speed, then probably entertainment and travel won't be your number one, because really, if you're broke, you shouldn't be traveling. In the past, I've traveled just because of a long-distance relationship and it being a necessity for us to travel so that we can be together. But otherwise, you don't need to do lavish travels and whatnot. And even if you do travel, you can try, instead of staying at a hotel, try joining COUCHSURFING, which is staying with locals of the place you're going to, and then you get sort of a first-hand experience of the city through locals' eyes. They can show you around and it can be helpful in meeting people. But if you're an introvert, like myself, it might be difficult. But if you do it with a good friend or your partner or someone you care about, then it probably won't be as scary. Of course, be careful, okay? And so what else do we add to a budget? Well, I've learned of the term sinking funds, and I'll make a video on it another Friday, but it's basically planning for things that you'll need in the future, things that you can foresee so that it does not become an emergency. So you can have a sinking fund, for instance, for travel. You can have a sinking fund for a new laptop. You can have a sinking fund for your car. You can have a sinking fund for any foreseeable event in the future, like for Christmas or whatever it is. You can have a sinking fund for. So what do you have in your budget? You have your fixed expenses, your more flexible expenses, like food. You have your sinking funds, and whatever else you really want to budget in. You can also have a miscellaneous section for or fun money for just things that come up, and someone invites you somewhere or whatever it is. But when you are heavily in debt, then you really have to distinguish between your needs, wants, and desires, right? So your needs, you need a roof over your head, you need food, you need the lights on, you need utilities, right? And your wants are anything else, like clothing and entertainment and travel and all those things. And desires is probably the big goals that you have in the future. And so you can really delay instant gratification for how you really want to live in the future. So living like no one else now so that you can live like no one else later. I like that quote by Dave Ramsey. Okay, so you need a budget. Just decide how you can best make one that fits your needs. You definitely need one. Go ahead, go make a budget right now. Let me know how it is you make a budget, whether you use old-fashioned pen and paper, whether you use Excel, whether you use any online template, or whether you use an app. Let me know how you make a budget and how it works for you. All right, take care, and join me next week for Financially Fit Friday. Before you go out this weekend, make sure you do something and you plan something that is free, invaluable, that money cannot even begin to buy.